Hi, Wendy here from Carnivore Quinn. So my brief video is about the definitions that I had to learn since being on carnivore diet. So the carnivore diet itself is the definition that it's been given is the carnivore diet is a restrictive diet that only includes meat, fish, and other animal foods like eggs and certain dairy products. It excludes all other foods, which is pretty much, so it's a meat-based diet. And then the other definition that I had to learn and come to grasp was ketogenic and ketosis. I'm going to ask Google to define them for us. Ketogenic definition.
According to Wikipedia, the ketogenic diet is a high-fat, adequate protein, low-carbohydrate dietary therapy that in conventional medicine is used mainly to treat hard-to-control epilepsy in children.
Okay, that's what Wikipedia says. And then let's see ketosis. Ketosis definition. I think it's going to be a Wikipedia definition as well.
This is the definition of ketosis, a metabolic state characterized by raised levels of ketone bodies in the body tissues, which is typically pathological in conditions such as diabetes, or may be the consequence of a diet that is very low in carbohydrates.
So yeah, so basically these are the definitions I had to sort of get to grips with when I went carnivore. I didn't know what ketosis was. I'm 62 years old, about 63. I've only just found out about this carnivore like 18 months ago. Well, longer than 18. Let's say 2 years ago. It took me about 6 months to process it and then get it. Thanks to Jordan Peterson on Joe Rogan first mentioning it and then talking about Michaela. And then I went and checked Michaela's story about going on what she called the lion diet. And I was like, is this at all possible? I don't have what Michaela's got, but I had joint pains. My joints all ached. And I used to get those nighttime cramps that were like ridiculously painful. And then, but Jordan mentioned some things that changed, like the pains in the side of his thigh. I used to have those. When I lie down on the one side, it would be like so painful. But my biggest reason for ultimately starting the carnivore diet was weight loss. Before I started the carnivore diet, I was on I suppose it's vegetarian, salads. But it wasn't even vegetable, so can't call it vegetarian. It was a saladarian. I only ate salads. Okay, so there would have been veggies in there because in the salads there was green peppers, tomatoes, onions, and I wasn't eating any meat at that stage or eggs, no meat, no eggs. Did do coffee, milk, honey, and fats, coconut oil and butter. But yes, so when I went carnivore, I went from that basis. So what was the other definition that I would like to, low carb down under is definitely has a lot to help. They helped a lot in my life. Look, Dr. Ken Berry and Sean Baker, I think everybody eventually finds them. They were my good kickoffs. But low carb down under and Professor Tim Noakes, because I think I might have been insulin resistant. That's another word I must quickly find I had to find the definition of that. Low carb down under. Okay, it's not going to read it out. But low carb down under is about bringing people together with interest in low carbohydrate nutrition. And Professor Tim Noakes is part of that low carb down under. So there, if you want to look for the website, it's lowcarbdownunder.com.au. There's a lot of good, interesting stuff spoken about there. And a lot of it is about diabetes and insulin resistance. Now, I think I was insulin resistant. I don't know for certain sure because I don't do doctors. I did see the doctor in the beginning of the year, but before that, I probably hadn't been to a doctor for at least 6 years, but probably 10. So I'm not a doctor. I don't go to doctors. I just quickly want to look up the definition. Let this phone, Google, tell us the definition of insulin resistance. Insulin resistance,
according to Mayo Clinic, a resistance to the hormone insulin, resulting in increasing blood sugar.
okay, so that's all it says. Glucose can't enter the cells as easily, so it builds up in the blood. This can eventually lead to type 2 diabetes. So I do believe I was on the symptoms. Can't even remember what all the symptoms are. But these were a lot of the definitions I had to pick up while I was on this carnivore diet, just to find out if I was safe. Because when I told my sister, oh, I'm going to do the carnivore diet, her reaction was, you're going to kill yourself, you're going to kill yourself. And a friend of mine said her friend told her sister had gone on the carnivore diet after she was diagnosed with cancer, and the diet killed her. And I was like, I don't think the diet killed her. I think she had cancer, and the diet probably gave her a couple of extra years. But the cancer is what killed her. And she probably, had she been carnivore for longer, she probably wouldn't have got the cancer. She may not. I mean, being on the carnivore diet doesn't make you, invincible. You're still going to get illnesses. You're still going to get the flu, but you're not going to stay sick very long. You're still going to have things happen to you, but way less than before, way less. So no. But my sister also, and that was when I just started. So 18 months later, I'm still carnivore, and I'm not dead. I thrive. I am thriving. The weight loss is the bonus above all. I did it for weight loss, by the way. I went carnivore for weight loss, not for health. And then the health benefits just rolled in. It just rolled in and changed, and it was amazing. But yeah, so the carnivore journey for me was also an intellectual one, understanding what this is all about. And I must say, the low carb down under guys, the doctors that do the talks on that, amazing. That's been very good for me, because I didn't want to be one of these, because Wikipedia said that the carnivore diet is a fad diet. And it's not. It's not. What's interesting for me, as a child, I remember saying, but how did the Eskimos survive eating only fat and meat? How did they survive? And at no point in time was I bright enough to connect those dots, that if they survived just off fat and meat, then so could I. I didn't connect those dots. Anyway, just to let you know that this whole carnivore diet has brought, it's a lifestyle. It's a total, it set me off on a completely different path. And I mean, crazy to think that you don't need veggies and you don't need fiber. No, you don't. You don't need veggies, you don't need fiber, and you don't need fruit. And you definitely don't need grains, and you definitely don't need seed oils. You definitely don't need grain food, flours, cereals. You don't need that. You definitely do not need it. And some people like myself who really, I mean, I ballooned. And I didn't eat a lot, and I ballooned. And it's just been the most wonderful, blessed, wonderful way of life. And I am so grateful for it. I'm so grateful at least I'll have a couple of good years before the end of my life, and good, healthy years, thriving years. I'm thriving on carnivore. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Got to stop this before 10 minutes. Yes, thank you very much for watching, and let's spread the word. Let's get the word flowing, and let us all thrive together. There is a song, but I won't sing it because I'm going to reach 10 minutes. So, good thriving, guys.